Good evening, everybody. Michael's sitting here with Michael and Ron. And tonight's topic is preventing political views from breaking up friendships. Now, myself, I think that's kind of stupid for people who've known each other for a good lengthy period of time to come in between friendships because of their difference of political views. Ron, what do you have to say on this topic?
Well, I know plenty of people that have been victims of this, I won't particularly name anybody, but I'll just say there's this woman that I know has lost a few friends on Facebook especially, that when they find out that she has different political views, they don't like her anymore and they cut her right off. She's also, this woman has had trouble with in-laws and stuff like that, especially a particular sister-in-law that has cut her off. And I think this thing is unprecedented in history. Both sides seem to hate each other. There's so much hate going on anymore. There's no more chivalry in politics as there ever was. I'll tell you, there's hardly any of it today. It's not that one side hates what the other side does. They actually hate, each side hates the people on the other side. They hate people. They don't just hate acts and things, but people. What's your thoughts on that, Mike?
Well, this is true. I agree with what you say. If you think back a ways, it falls back to different strokes for different kind of folks. But as far as breaking up a friendship over a political view, let's hypothetically say that you've had a friend for 50 or 60 years. And there's one election, and you don't agree on the candidate. Is it really worth breaking up a friendship of that long? Okay? Whether you've seen them in time or not, is it really worth breaking up a friendship that long for? The answer is no. It's not worth breaking a friendship over. Just, you have difference of view. That's it. Have a nice day. After that, you can tell each other. Okay, but I wouldn't say breaking a friendship is number one. What about you?
Mike, it all goes back to, if you figure somebody's done wrong and everything, hate the sin, but not the sinner, people find it easier nowadays than any other time I can ever remember in my life of just dismissing people and not talking to them anymore. When they used to be good friends, especially with political views. It used to be an old saying, don't ever talk about religion and politics. You get in trouble with a lot of people that way, But those are supposed to be taboo. Well, politics is more taboo than anything right now. Believe me. If you're going to talk about politics, you better make sure the person's on the same page with you. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself without a few friends. You see?
Oh, I agree with you. You don't talk about those two subjects, and, friendships can last longer if you just avoid two topics. That's how I look at it, too, But,
yeah,
see it, though, a friend that was a friend, will say, hypothetically speaking, 50 or 60 years ago, and you had a strong bond with them. So your question is, why isn't that bond still tight when it's just over one candidate? That's the question. Does this person still want to be a hermit? And just have no friends? This could be the question. I don't know the answer to it. Do you?
Well, it's just that when the two people are on the same page with especially with politics today, all over a candidate, they're on the same page, and they both prefer that candidate over the other one. That can actually strengthen a friendship, right, or keep it strong. Or the other thing is that if they have differing views, that can actually weaken a friendship, or even destroy it. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
I just see what's going on now, and these two political opponents are so different from one another, and their followers are different from one another, and all these views are totally different, and it's just that people feel so strong about who should be leading them right now that it is destroying a lot of friendships. I just noticed that a lot. So,
of course, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. But you have to. You have to think though, Ron. On the other hand, okay. Maybe it's because those two people don't care about each other anymore.
Like I mentioned, it's nowadays it's better if you have one side or the other just to discuss these things with people that go along with your political views. Otherwise, you're going to be dumping some friendships there.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Real, you know?
And no matter which side you're on, the liberal or the conservative side, you're going to be dumping friendships if you try to push your views on somebody else, especially political views. You see? More so than even religion nowadays, for sure.
This is true. Very, very true. Very true, Ron, what you're saying. Very true what you're saying. You know, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink the shit. You know? That's how it goes. You know?
Make the horse drink the water. Give him some salt pills. He'll drink the water. I don't know what we're going to do about, making people drink the water with politics, though. What's the cure-all for that? I don't know. I've never seen a political climate like this one in these times. Right now, they're just like people are so strongly behind their candidates, mainly because they don't want the other one to win. Period. Not that it's a great candidate, but they just don't want the other one to win because that one's a little less, a little worse than bad. They're both. Well, a lot of people have the opinion they're both not great candidates nowadays, but they will prefer one over the other strongly too, despite the fact that they're not wholeheartedly supporting one candidate or the other. I know on both sides, though, nowadays there are people that strongly will support either candidate. I notice they do strongly, but sometimes I wonder if that's out of defense, that they don't want to be wrong. They want to appear to be strongly supporting one candidate over the other, when they can see that probably today, these are, in my humble opinion, these are the two most flawed candidates I've ever seen run against each other. Do you agree with that?
Well, when I watched the debate, Ron, it was like one of them didn't know what they were saying. Okay, it looked like two children throwing stones back at each other. That's my That's my opinion about it. It looked like they were throwing stones at each other. But I mean, is one better than the other? Who really knows? Who really knows if one's better than the other? And from what I remember from back in the day, if a person said, well, I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing, and then they got elected, but it was never really done. Especially when they say that they're not going to raise taxes or cut Social Security. And people believe that. So they end up doing it anyhow. And they've been doing that since many years ago.
Well,
have any of these two done it? I don't think President Trump has done that yet. But my opinion is, I think I voted for the right man. No, let me just say that.
You say one sounded like he didn't know what he was talking about and everything like that, or whatever, and the other one, maybe people see it as this other one pretends like he knows what he's talking about, and maybe to an extent that he's not really telling the truth about everything. He's blowing everything up better. You've got the opinions coming from people that they think one of them isn't really that qualified, and the other one's a blowhard. I just this is really just this is a real hard decision for anybody right now. There are still a lot of people that will not get involved, and they're not going to vote. A lot of people will just not vote.
Well, let me hold you there, Ron. Let me hold you there for a minute. Let me say this.
They don't want to take the blame for picking the wrong person.
Let me say this. People read on the internet what the opponent is all about. Okay? If you're a Democrat, will say, they read what Biden's about. If you're Republican, they read what Trump is all about. But remember, these facts are no smarter than the people putting it in. Are they true facts? Do they have paperwork backing that up? No, they don't have paper. They just read it. And it falls back on that proverb of don't believe everything you read. Well, I'm not calling either one of them a liar. But I would say that, it's going to be a hell of an election. If I had my opinion about it, I would say Trump takes it maybe by 100,000, 200,000 votes. That's my opinion about it. You?
I can't make a call on this one at all. I really can't. I'll wait and be surprised. But I'll tell you, it's just like I thought the last election back in 2016. I thought I saw more dirt scraped on both candidates than I ever seen in my life. But this one here in 2020 surpasses that as far as dirt being scraped up on both candidates. See what I mean? Yeah. Politics is getting dirtier and dirtier all the time. I cannot remember a clean election. Where they didn't scrape up too much dirt.
Well, from the beginning of time, politicians have been scraping up dirt on each other since the election time. Okay,
but not at this.
But not as this bad. Correct.
This is unbelievable. Yeah. So, if you have a few examples, give me a few examples here. But I don't know. I know about when Kennedy ran against Nixon, there was something about, no, it was Goldwater. When somebody ran against Goldwater, Johnson ran against Goldwater? Yeah. That might have been the beginning of the dirtiest of politics because the Johnson people were saying Goldwater was going to start World War III. He'd be out there to nuke everybody, And I'm not sure people really believe that was Goldwater's intentions and everything like that, Barry Goldwater.
Yeah.
But Lyndon Johnson pretty easily won that one. And whereas Kennedy only had advisors in Vietnam, Johnson sent troops there. We had all-out war in Vietnam. In a war we probably never should have gotten involved in because I don't think most of the South Vietnamese people didn't care whether they were taken over by the North. It was just the leaders that cared whether they were taken over by You know?